Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where we're going to bring you up to speed with everything that's going on all over the world. But Lav, the beard's gone, it's shrunk by about a foot. Things are really not very good with him. So in his place, I've got Kevin Shea. Look-alike.
Thanks, Goody. Nice to be here. Look-alike part, I don't know so good about so much, but...
Well, I can tell you, your lips are a better colour than his.
Yeah, I know. Well, you have to improve on that.
We've got a good show ahead of us. We've got Kevin Willard, who will be chatting to him about the TBA, and we've got a very good interview with Mike the Cock.
Absolutely. No, there's nice horses and the horses to follow, etc. and so forth, so it'll be interesting to go through it. Right,
well, let's go and kick off with the first of our three to follow. We've got quite a bunch of horses. Let's go and have a look. Right, very unusual in our three to follow. We've got three winners today, so we're going to kick off with the first. We're going to go to Turf and Team, Standside Track. It was Tuesday evening, and they had to go 1,000 meters. We think this might be a very nice horse. Let's go and pick him up. Red Carpet Captain, drawn on the outside of the track. Kev?
Well, all I can say is 5 furlongs and the horse is slow away. To be in that position now at Turf and Team, you've got to have a nice horse. And as you know, the runner-up is actually a very nice horse.
Well, he dawdled in first time out. He's in the orange in front at this stage. Red Carpet Captain's on the right-hand side of your screen. Big black horse. He's under pressure.
Yeah, Shamaga Kamala, I thought he gave him quite a good ride after being slow away. He actually went in behind them, maybe instructions from the stable, and just followed them. But he's chasing. Now, he's got a bit of ground to make up. He knows what's in front of him, and he's chasing. And for this horse now to go through that gap there now has only been a baby. I mean, just look at this horse go. He's got a beautiful action. He wasn't a cheap yearling, but I mean, he seems to definitely be a horse you've got to keep an eye on this. I mean, just look at him. He's a magnificent action like that. I mean, actually one easing up.
Yeah, and he certainly looks like he's going to be more effective over a bit more ground.
Well, that's what I think. I definitely think once you see this horse, and when he comes out on terms and you can just have him there for free, it'll be a different class horse.
How about the time? Under 57 seconds.
Yeah, they're starting to run quick times in Joburg on a Tuesday night. all the bombs are coming out now. I think the good ones are coming.
Well, there's not only that good one, we've got another good one to show you. We go to Scottsville yesterday, Sunday, 15th of February, and we go and pick up the winner of the juvenile race there. This is bred in the absolute purple and certainly looks like a racehorse. Let's go and pick him up at the start.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike the Cock, Galileo, comes out racing. Anthony, I thought, rode a very clever race here. The highly fancied horse on his inside, drawn 1 with Anton Goodler on. And Anthony does not actually interfere with the horse, but he just makes life just a little bit difficult. By just keeping the fence and himself in the right positions. You'll see going to the junks, he makes Ant actually keep his horse honest. If you want to really come and take us on early now, you get in the gap there. You can just see him, he just keeps him in a position for a first timer at Scottsville. Right there now, you can see now, he's got to go. And it's just uncomfortable for him. It's just very uncomfortable. And it's great race riding. And eventually Ant has to not pull out of it, but his horse drops out of it and comes around him. So I thought a great ride. Now Anthony's got his horse on the fence now. He's as happy as Larry. Stick in the right hand, gives it 1 or 2, and good night, Nurse. This is a really, really, really smart horse, I think, and well bred, as you said.
Got a lovely action, but the second horse might be worth having a close look at. Voe Va. He's a Va colt, and he looked like he just needed this run. Looked a bit big.
Well, you know, knowing Mace Roberts, I don't think he winds his horses up 100% for them first time out. He always leaves some room for improvement, and Mace's horse was always improved. So there's another one to keep our eye on, but I'm sure maybe the second horse and the fourth horse could even be a rematch next time. So something to keep an eye on.
Mace's horses look a bit like him.
A little bit big, do they?
Yeah, a little tubby.
A little bit tubby. First time out, they run a little bit tubby. That's a fair statement, yes.
Right, we're going to go to the next one of our 3 to follow. Now, this is very interesting. You've never seen this before. We asked the 2 farms, Wilgerbosdrift and Maritzfontein, to let us have a look at a couple of the yearlings that they've got coming up. And Val de Vie, as you know, next week going to be a tremendous sale. And we've got the first one of the 3 to follow. Let's go and put the picture up. This is lot 81 on the Val de Vie sale.
What can I say? I mean, beautiful specimen. Bred by Mary. She's just a doyen to racing. And she's really putting a lot of decent horses out there. And I think they're getting their bloodlines in a line. They're getting them right, and the horses are producing.
The very interesting thing about this horse's pedigree is by Thomas Crown, who's the sire of a horse called Thomas Lytton, who's in Cape Town. He's a stakes winner. But this horse is line bred to Richman's Gold, and you rode a few Richman's Golds.
Well, once you got that Richman's Gold back in the families, it's a very, very good a line to follow. I mean, he threw some lovely horses, some really top horses, and unfortunately we lost him as a stallion as well, as we have in the last couple of weeks. We've lost a couple of stallions. So Richman's Gold, I'm sure the couple of the big boys will be having a look at this. And on the clock, I always used to ask Jessica and Mary how they got horses' names, and it's not just, they don't just guess them, they look in, and there must be a reason why they named this horse on the clock. So it'll be very interesting.
Well, Thomas Crown, was that not a robbery or something? Thomas Crown affair?
It could.
And then a night and day, you know.
It could have easily been there. Yeah. She is very, very clever how she names her horses, and it's always fascinating to see them. And you have an option to change the names as well, but you see most of them, they keep those names.
Well, that's a filly, lot 81 at the Val de Vie sale. Don't miss her. She's a Thomas Crown out of the Richman's Gold mare, night and day. Really worth having a look at. One of our horses to follow. So that's a little new innovation on Winning Ways. We're starting to broaden our horizons a little bit. It's going to be quite fun. And we're broadening our horizons as far as Blast from the Past is concerned. Byron Foster giving us some footage. We're going to go and have a look at the MEC Guineas, 1999 winner. Let's see if you can guess who it was.
Headstrong sees daylight and he rips through. Headstrong, much the better on the day.
But Espimante hits the front in the Epitome Challenge. And ladies and gentlemen, it's all Espimante in the final 50.
Europa Point comes into the lead now. And it's Europa Point who sails on by. And Well Wishes going to win it and win it well. But Ilabella's in a race of her own in the South African Oaks, and she won by 7.
Feet. Foreign Press is moving up on the outside. They were followed by Chief Editor, Soldier Field the outside. Then comes Nuisance, behind that the Delegator, and Rarotonga Treaty is in the back seat. They head on down towards the 1200. Foreign Press, the leader from Soldier Field. Chief Editor back 2 lengths in third, 1 length in front of Classic Flag. Then comes Nuisance. The Delegators racing back, 1 from last, and Rarotonga Treaty at the end of the field, but only 6 lengths from the leader. And the leader is now Soldier Field. Goes on 1.5 lengths from Foreign Press in second. Chief Editor third. Nuisance has moved up to be fourth. And Classic Flag is back there in fifth. They were followed by the Delegator. Rarotonga Treaty being held up for his run. They straighten up and head for the judge in the MEC Guineas. And Soldier Field leads them onto the 600. Foreign Press second. Classic Flag making progress with Chief Editor. Nuisance, the Delegator, towards the outside. Rarotonga Treaty still towards the rear of the field. As they come past the 400 now, and Classic Flag has picked it up with Chief Editor quickly on his outside. The Delegators coming home hard on the outside. They were followed by Foreign Press, Rarotonga Treaty. Past the 200 now, Classic Flag. In second is Chief Editor. The Delegators racing back there in third, followed by Rarotonga Treaty. But Classic Flag is too classy for them. Classic Flag by 2, Chief Editor second, the Delegators third, Rarotonga Treaty fourth, then Soldier Field, Nuisance and Foreign Press.
Well, there you go. Rarotonga Treaty, I think, was a favourite.
That blast from the past, that, if anybody could rattle their brains now, David Ferraris was still in town.
He trained Classic Flag.
He trained the winner.
Yeah.
Patrick Shaw was still in town, the delegator.
The delegator, yeah.
Mark de Kock was just coming onto the scene.
Rarotonga Treaty.
Those were the days left.
Yeah.
And oh, good old Newmarket, eh? That was the Tuesday, was it Tuesday nights in those
Probably
days?
Tuesday night
Tuesday
racing.
night.
Tuesday daytime racing.
That was a night meeting, so I remember the features started coming at night. And I mean, those are great times. That was just before I started with the Mark de Kock era.
And fantastic to see a horse like Classic Flag. You saw the races he won the July, he ended up at stud here, and he was quite a successful stallion for the Boaters down in Port Elizabeth. You know, it's just, I think this is what people have been asking for, but there's been no archive. So, you know, we're eternally grateful to these guys who put it together, and, you know, fantastic.
Fantastic. Like you say, he won the Guineas. I think he came on, he won another
He won the June handicap.
June handicap, and then he came on, and it was Anthony Delpech's first July. Yeah. So that shows you. I think he's had 5 since then.
He won the June handicap, beat a horse of mine, Argentine horse of mine. What was his name? Federal Reserve.
That's right.
Ahead. And Federal Reserve never got in the July. He got eliminated, the first of the many that I had eliminated from the July. And Classic Flag ended up winning the July.
Just shows you. So
shows
you need to sharpen your pencil a bit. It's not what you know, it's
I needed to shell out a few more dollars to a couple of people. But anyway, those are days of the past gone by. And let's go and have a look at what you should have done last week if you were going to have a bet. Let's go and have a look at the plum of the week.
Sassy Soul gets going on the inside rail. Natateller is coming up the middle. Deeper out we got Natural Blonde and Chill Spa. They taking off together with 200 metres left to go. Kamara's Park is a wary warrior, but still 4-5 lengths to the good. Natateller is the one closest, and up the outside Natural Blonde gets going. 100 metres left to go. Kamara's Park. Natateller is reeling in the long-time leader. Close to home. Natural Blonde taken off. Natateller forges to the front close home, and Natateller I fancy will win it from a fast finishing Natural Blonde with Kamara's Park.
Well, we had to show you that because if you're going to have a bet, you had to back this horse. Faree rode it last time, it ran second, and the time before it hadn't been given a couple of good rides. Faree, different class.
I gave it a great ride. The talk was out about this horse, Natural Blonde, and I see the price. I mean, it's very, very good value for money for a horse that everybody's talking about.
But the interesting thing was that that old man Fortune, I think, you know, he always chirps everyone else, but I think he's past it now. He looked like he couldn't get the stick out. He looked like he was a bit tired. He looked like he was, his head was lolling from side to side, and he got beaten by the youngster.
I'm not sure he's going to be happy that you say he's a bit tired now, but he looked like he was coming through the hands, using his hands, and he looked right, and he could see a horse. He looked at the post, and he thought, well, I've got him in his measure. Then he went past the kid and looked at the kid, and then when he looked again, the guy on his outside came past, and without even giving his horse a smack or anything. So that's Andrew.
That's Andrew.
Maybe that'll be one to follow next time.
Yeah, well, I didn't make it one to follow because maybe Andrew won't be riding it. But anyway, if he is riding it, you'd be with Natateller next time, because I'm sure you'd be a little more awake to horses all around him rather than the good thing that won. But Interbet, if you wanted to have a bet on Interbet, this thing you could have got 7-2, 4-1 about Natural Blonde. It ran second the time before. It looked like a blinder in the race. Only lucky that Andrew was riding the second horse, otherwise would have got beaten. So you can thank Richard Fourie. But we're going to move on and have a look at what we got in current affairs. Right, let's go and have a look what we've got in current affairs, and we've got a couple of very interesting little sidelines. The Tommy Hotspur was the first race that they ran, and was run on Tuesday night, and turned out to be a great race. Great race,
James. These sprint races, if they call it the Tommy Hotspur, you want to have the memories of the great Tommy Hotspur who could run 5 furlongs in close to 55, 56 seconds. But yeah, great race.
Yeah, it was surprising, Willow Magic. I thought that he got a bit out of his ground and he never really got back in the race, you know, and he had won so easily the time before from being, looked like it might just have been a little bit of a flat run.
Well, it looks, I mean, the time before he ran 55 seconds. I mean, that is world-class material. This time he was off the bit.
Yeah.
He was chasing him.
Yeah.
And I'd never at one stage, I must be honest, did he look like he was going to win until the last 5 strides he got going. But the others had been going flat out. They were entitled to come back to him. But it could have been that, listen, Sean Terry's horses don't have the second run off the layoff syndrome. But you just never know. It might
I'll
have been
argue with you. I see everyone's horses have second run after a race syndrome.
It's a terrible, first run after gelding and all these things. It's something you have to put into account. But I mean, it definitely wasn't the same run as he ran 2 weeks before that.
You know what's interesting about the second run after race syndrome? It's not exclusive to South Africa. The Americans talk about the bounce the whole time. They call it the bounce.
The bounce, yeah. No, listen, it works. I mean, horses that run first time normally run above themselves and fresh, and they're eager to get out there and give 110% of their ability, and they do. Then the next time the edge is off them a little bit now. Oh, 1 or 2 aches and pains pop into the thing, and
you've ridden them, but so you feel it. They don't feel like they felt the time before, do they?
A horse that comes back after the rest is definitely above him, a lot fresher, a lot above himself. Travels much easier in a race. Depends if you're going around the corner, 14 or a mile or something. They're up there, sitting up second. Next time you could be third last, pushing their heads off. But that's it. And you always, it's a great excuse. You come back and you ride for some trainers that don't take the game so well, and they look at you like, that was a great ride. Last time you set up second, now you set up second last. You just say, oh, second run off the layoff, so you get out of it.
Let's go and have a look at the Tommy Hotspur. See how Stratham got out of it.
Then Move Feed 2 off the left-hand side. Tiger Territory is only 2 lengths off the leader, and Doing It for Dan is at the back of the Tommy Hotspur field. At the halfway stage they go, 500 metres left to the line. Move Feed is quick to move forward. Valberg, Mod Barley, Willow Magic still got 3 to make up in the blue sleeves and black cap. He's moving towards the inside. Then came Tiger Territory. Move Feed has a length advantage. One Man's Dream is in second. Then came Mod Barley and Willow Magic. It's Move Feed. One Man's Dream runs his heart out. Willow Magic is running on strongly, but Move Feed has first run, and Move Feed beat One Man's Dream with Willow Magic in third. Fourth went to Tiger Territory. Doing It for Dan did his best work late and finished 5th.
Well, a tremendous race, and as Kev said, reminds you the great Tommy Hotspur would have left this lot for dead.
For dead, he would have been on his back. But I thought a great ride by Shimanga. It looks like he used his weight in advantage. 52 kilos. He got out the gates well, committed from the beginning. Was in a position to say, right guys, Willow Magic, you got 60. I got 8 kilos less than you. You come and fetch me. And I think that's what won him the race. So full credit to Shimanga. I thought it was a great run. Great run by Willow Magic now when you look at it, to think that there was 8 kilos swing around. And you get the races like the computer form sprint in it. Now they have to line up level weights. Unless the 3-year-olds are going to get a little bit of a push, but it doesn't work like it.
No, well, the computer form sprint is obviously got to be on the radar for this horse now. It would be third run after a rest.
Wow, that's it. And level weights now.
Level weights.
There's a big swing around. So actually not a bad run. This horse, Willow Magic, I mean, he's won a mile.
Yeah.
He's some horse.
He's
You get a horse that can win a 5. I mean, Model Man done it. Won a 5 furlong, then he went on to win the Guineas. So he's a top horse. You don't discourage these horses.
Talking about the great rides, Carice Teeton rode his first Group 1 winner in Hong Kong.
Fantastic. You know, being a jock that's ridden there, the competitive level there is huge. I mean, you've got Joe Moreira, Dougie White, and Zach Purton that are, as you read in the article, they're taking 50% of the winners in stakes out of Hong Kong, which is millions. And the rest of the guys are fighting for their lives there. And for him to win a Group 1, but he's getting support from a guy like John Sars. He's an old doyen of Hong Kong. He's a great man, rides his own work. But Carice Teeton, top rider, just shows you these guys from, well, he's even from Mauritius, but Kieran showed in South Africa, he's world class and lightweight. I think he'll go on to be a very successful jockey.
What was interesting about the race is that he beat Joel Moreira in the very tight finish, and he actually looked like he got beaten.
Well, Joe's actually, you never know what Joe's got left in a horse. And Joe comes to run past him, and even Carice, when they interviewed him, he thought, well, he's going to run second because Moreira is normally on the better horse and going to run past him. And good old South African style, that just put your head down and stop riding after the post. And you never know. And Joe's was stopped, and Carice come to snare him on the line. And you don't know, for Hong Kong now to win a Group 1 like that now, the door's open.
Yeah.
You've got a chance to ride that horse in the Derby now. He's got a chance now maybe somewhere else. It's all the doors open now.
It's interesting about Hong Kong, and you know a bit more than we know about it, but they're very concerned about luck. You've got to be lucky. You've
got to be lucky. No luck, no rides. So luck is a very big thing there. And to come and beat Moreira like at the Hong Kongs now, if they can't get Moreira, they're going to be saying, can we have Teeton? And the door's open. It's just a fascinating thing.
Is he on a jockey club license, or is he going to get a retainer now?
I would say he's on jockey club, but you would see he'll get a full. I think there's only 2 jockeys that got a full season. They give him 6 months or 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, depends how it goes. But he's very well liked. He's very well mannered, and he's doing well. He done well his first season. He was a bit slow away this year to get going. But I see he's on 15 or 16 winners already now, which is not bad. And you win Group 1s, they want you to stay. And he's good for the public because they want the jockeys that the people punt on. So they'll be punting him. The tote turnovers go up, and that's where they make their money. And he's a popular boy there.
Kev, just moving on, a couple of things about stallions. Mutterfall died, which was very sad.
Unfortunately, yeah, we lose a stallion like that. One man's loss is another man's gain. So unfortunately, we've lost a couple in the last couple of weeks, but at least it gives the other ones a chance to get going now. Yeah,
well, he is the last son of Mr. Prospector here. Mick Goss called him the General, and he certainly was a fantastic stallion. A lot of speed horses. Let's Rock and Roll, I think, won the Gilbeys.
Yeah, no, listen, he produced the goods. We've lost him now, so.
But then,
move on.
New stallion had his first winner. King's Chapel.
King's Chapel, there's another one. In PE, doesn't matter, still won.
Yeah, had his first winner from his first crop, which is great. Alan Kreeft trained it.
100%. I mean, Mamba in Seattle hadn't had a stakes winner until same jurisdiction came along. And he hasn't stopped having winners since then. So that just shows you, I mean, from a stallion that was unheard of, now all of a sudden there's interest for it.
Well, Benny's going to be very happy with you. You know, if we don't mention Mamba in Seattle, we get into terrible trouble with Benny. Jockeys, talking about jockeys again, Gary Stevens.
5,000 winners. I think he was on the same road trip as Strike Australian was. When you read the articles, his family and friends followed him every time he had a ride during the course of the week for him to get to his 5,000s. And eventually it happened. 5,000 winners for Gary. I mean, I know him personally. He's come from 2, I think, knee replacements. Hall of Fame jockey. Great rider, great person. And he's come back. I mean, he's well into his 50s, and just shows you when it's in your blood, you just want to get back.
Well, I think that he went through a stage where he thought there'd be a film producer or something, because you remember he was in Secretariat, and I think he helped them with the whole way they put the whole thing together, and he was fantastic in it.
He was very good. He done very well from that too, and he thought maybe, and I don't think he's ever battled with his weight. No. It was injuries that forced him. It was the one knee and the other knee. I mean, in America they race every day, all day, and they go state to state. 3 months in Chicago next, move on. The whole circus moves to the next.
They go from the west coast to the east coast to Saratoga for 3 weeks, and then Del Mar for 3 weeks. It's lovely.
Yeah, they pack up and they're on their bikes. But it's amazing lifestyle. But it's every day.
How's it going with your injury as a matter of interest?
Well, you know, James, I'm just over 2 months now. Doesn't help with trying to push it and that, but I am doing exercise and trying to get there. I've got screws in my back, I've got plates in my back, I've got bone graft happening in my back, and we're just hoping that I've got to give it the time. At my age now, it's time. So
you're doing the physio and all that, and
you go to physio and started swimming and started cycling, but only level cycling. When I say level, nothing up hills, no strain,
no golf.
No golf. Unfortunately, I wish I could just. I wish if I was allowed to play golf, I'd be a happy man. It's very frustrating time. Anton Marcus will tell you. Anthony Del Pesce will tell you, any jockey will tell you when you're off, especially this time of the year. I mean, you've missed the whole Cape Town season. You've missed the beginning of the Joburg season. You've missed your big rides. They're all going to be coming down to Durban now, and it's not easy. But like you say, it's a catch-up game for everybody.
If whatever happened, you know, you can look back on a career that's been a stellar career, as they say, you know.
Absolutely. I've had the privilege to ride for the greats of David Payne and Mark de Kock and travel the world and see how they race overseas. It's been absolutely magnificent. And looking at our jockeys today, I see guys like Keegan de Mello, and then I think it's time for them to start putting their CVs out, because they're great riders, and to get to the next level, you've got to go and ride against the next best and learn, and you learn very quickly.
Dubai obviously was a great place for you, and we're going to have a chat to Mike de Kock when we get a chance. But just tell us a little bit about it. He always says that, you know, you were the best grocery shopper that he ever had.
No, he's got Johnny Giroux doing the grocery shopping. I used to do the beverage shopping.
I was the beverage manager.
I was the beverage manager, and as I always told you before, we lived together, and Mark and I never had a problem with wearing each other's clothes. So that was an absolute thing. But talking about that now, we've got Mark de Kock on the line now, and we'll have a chat to him.
Well, on the line all the way from Dubai, Mike de Kock. And Mike, you had a fantastic week by all accounts. Unfortunate in the UAE Guineas.
Yeah, you know, James, it would have made, just that makes the carnival we win the Guineas, you know. We got beat up. Diminishing head there in Abu Dhabi last night in the listed. I mean, do everything but win it with Johan Strauss. You're in second, beating a short head and Diva Leader, so yeah, we can't complain.
Well, it's obviously because you're not getting your washing done properly, you know, to have Gerodis there instead of Shea. So I got Shea in the studio with me, KB Shea.
How's it, Mark? Good to hear from you. Eh?
Smile flat, mate. No, listen. One thing about Kevin used to do a different class when it was making sure the beverages were all up to date and done. Gerodis is pretty good at the washing.
Have you let him out there to go do some shopping for you, because he's learning?
Don't worry, his wife and my wife are getting square.
Mark, I see you got him down to 56.5 on the weekend. You must have stayed in the bath for 2 days.
How long do you think he was in the bath? Really betting plus 4 hours you want to bet.
I said to Goody, I said, Giroud's 56.5, follow it.
I've got text.
You got text, yeah.
Anyway, at least he laughed.
Michael, we're just watching Taij get beaten, and by all accounts, a bit stiff, very, very close.
Yeah, I suppose down at the rail, he might have been just a little intimidated. You know, he's still a young, immature horse, plus wanting a little bit further. When I think in another 2 strides, he gets the other one, you know.
Are you going to have a go at the Kentucky Derby now?
Well, he still doesn't really qualify. He'd have to run first or second in the Derby, yeah. But I like to believe that him and the horse that beat him are the 2 Derby contenders at this stage.
Very exciting, but exciting day on Saturday. It was nice to have Journeyman win for Mary, you know, who's been one of your longest standing clients, and on your birthday, nice birthday present. Nice
birthday present, yeah. It was, he's been overdue, horse, you know, he's just been battling to come right here, and he seems to be going the right way now, you know, you can train him a bit better, so.
Yeah, Mark, I could see it looked like he actually improved on his last run. He looked well in the ring, and I thought that he also just got up late, but I mean, a good win.
Very good win.
Yeah.
Really good one. As you say, you know, with Johnny getting down to 56.5, you have to have an idea of better shot.
What does it look like for Thursday? I know you've just done the entries and you've got a big game ahead of you, so let's just quickly catch up for Thursday.
I've got interesting one is a Leo in it's a set weight race. I think he's possibly better than Naked. I was very impressed with his win last time because he's probably been the only South African horse that's really come out first time and fired, you know. It's been pretty difficult with him getting him fit. I think he's on the up, but it'll be an interesting race. That in the sprints, I have got Via Africa in, but my gut feeling she probably won't run. She's doing exceptionally well, and she really in the last 10 days has made big leaps forward. So I might just wait until Super Saturday with her and never go there. Benadir runs.
Disappointing last time, Benadir. Should he have let him stride?
Well, he did. He just blew up. You know, he come under pressure 400 out. But, you know, I think of it, James, he actually only started working in November. I mean, Kevin will tell you. It's just impossible trying to get those horses right. In England, all he did was trot around the ride. And the wishes was turned out in a paddock. So he actually started working seriously in.
Yeah, Mark, unfortunately, I think the people don't know. You know, when those horses arrive there and you 2 or 3 weeks behind, it's the catch-up. You haven't really got the time to do it, but you have to do it. And the catch-up is a risky game, but you have to do it. So, I mean, from me, but my experience there, being with you, and you've seen a horse just 2 or 3 weeks behind, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, and you've only got the 7 weeks, so you're very limited to if anything goes wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Michael, the horse I wanted to ask you about, Red Ray, how did he come out of his run, and does he look like he's going to go forward for you?
No, he's not going well at James. Not well at all. He's got a multitude of problems, which unfortunately have come back to him, to haunt him here. I don't think he was the soundest horse in South Africa, and it's pretty much turned out the same way here. I don't see him running again in the carnival unless we get it. Setbacks, he's had enough of them.
And Super Saturday, what do you look like you got lined up for Super Saturday?
Super Saturday, well, obviously with the Albastakia, the young horses, there'll be Vercingetorix. I think those will be our principals. Via Africa would be probably flying the flag for us then as well. I think she should go really close in Super Saturday.
All right,
that'll be about it, I think.
Listen, you're going to have a good game. Who you got today? Which Paul Parkies you got?
Johnny and Paul Rippon and Baudemont Kieran, another Parkie that's a singer, yeah.
Well, you know what? They beat West Indies today in the cricket. They'll be cock-a-hoop. You can get a few extra bloody punts off them.
Well, to get on.
Have a good one, Mike. Enjoy your game.
All right,
play well. Thanks for joining us, Mike. Cheers, man.
Cheers, pleasure.
Mike de Kock on the line from Dubai, and as you can hear, to train horses anywhere in the world is difficult, but what he goes through, Kev, is absolutely incredible to get these horses to win races as a stroke of genius anyway.
Well, James, as you know, I mean, I spent 10 seasons with Mark there, and like he says, you get a horse with a hiccup, start working in November, you're racing on that stage from middle of January. You've got 10 races, you've got to try and pick 2 or 3 out, you've got to try and qualify them for the World Cup. Super Thursday is a big day. I mean, you see Godolphin, they're running 4, 5, 6 in a race. So one doesn't go well, there's another 4 backups. Mike's got 1 or 2, and then he's got to try and split them because maybe you don't want to bump each other, and it's a nightmare. So what he does is just absolutely, it's mind-blowing. I mean, and when you do get the good ones like Vercingetorix in it, and you got to get them to go through it now. They got Super Thursday, that's like World Cup night, and then you still got to have him 110% for World Cup night. It's a hell of a pressure setup there, and it's a big setup. There's assistant trainers, Trevor Brown there. He's running around in circles morning and afternoon. You've got little young Lisa's that's been with us for many years, riding work and looking after them and bandaging and holding machines on their legs. everything. There's just so much involved. It's quite scary. And like Mark says, a horse like Red Ray is not doing well. He's gone, hasn't pulled up well from his last run. That's him. Good night, nurse. You can't catch up.
Yeah, what would be very interesting, you know, and I know people do dockies and that, but to actually have a docky and follow a horse through 3 weeks of his program there, from the time he arrives, and see exactly what he does, you just would be amazed, you know.
I think the public would actually be shocked what work goes on just with one horse. Mark goes over there with 50. You've got to keep your eye on the ball with 50 horses, make sure their legs are clean, that this is clean. Nominations, when they're coming up, when do you accept? I mean, the nominations set up in Dubai is completely different to South Africa. South Africa,
to anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. I mean, you nominate in Dubai. That doesn't mean you're going to run. You've got to get all your ducks in a row, and it's a nightmare. I mean, we learned the hard way. I mean, we had not. If you told me in a race ready to run, and we opened the race card and she wasn't there. They just pulled her out. We thought accepted it doesn't mean you accept it to run. It's a nightmare. But anyway, that's the way it is.
Listen, they do the job. They do a fantastic job. And if you want to go and you've never been to Dubai, let's go travel. Phil Giorgio, he's the guy that puts the whole thing together. He's going Super Saturday. That's the beginning of March, and he'll be going on Dubai World Cup night. We'll put up the slide and you can have a look.
Soft falling rain, the 3-year-old is coming at hard thick. He's picking him up with every stride. Soft falling rain alongside hard thick. He puts his head in front. Soft falling rain is drawing clear. Soft falling rain.
Well, if you want to go on the maddest trip you've ever been on, you've got to go with Let's Go Travel to Dubai, either for Super Saturday or for World Cup night. It is a real wow. As you can see, none of them look like they're completely sane. Most of them are a bit inebriated. They've had a little bit to drink, although you're not meant to be allowed to drink in Dubai. I don't know. I think that you got to move to Phil Giorgio and go and see if you can have a look at Let's Go Travel. But we're going to go to your call.
And going for 1,200,000. Sold for 1,200,000.
And Pocket Power, the true champion, shows his class. He draws off and wins brilliantly. And River Tez is coming home late, but Pocket Power is out in front. He's trying to rewrite history, and Pocket Power goes on to win. Dancer's Daughter game in second.
Change hanging on near the line. Moment of change from Eurozone.
Well, as promised, we're going to chat to Kevin Willard from the TBA and find out exactly what's going on up there with the TBA and with the Val de Vie sale, more importantly, which is this weekend. But Kevin, nice to have you in the studio. Nice of you to make the effort to come down to us.
Oh, thanks very much, James. It's very nice to be here.
You know, it's hard to get Joburg Oaks to move out of that comfort zone of theirs. They're scared to go to the airport.
Everything is just so works up in Joburg.
Oh, is it?
Doesn't always work down here or in Cape Town, but it works up in Joburg when there's no load shedding.
Do you have load shedding as well?
Yeah, we have load shedding, but fortunately at the TBA we have a generator, so we don't notice it.
You're a flash operation, eh?
Yeah, that's
now,
right.
You've got a flash sale coming up, the
Yes.
Val de Vie sale. It looks really, you know, if you want to go to a classy event, this looks like a classy event.
Yeah, we've spent a lot of time fixing the place, the stable area up. because that was the one area which was just bush before we started. And the rest took care of itself because the rest is beautiful. So that was fine. It was the stable area that we had to worry about.
I read somewhere that you are very concerned about flies, and certainly that you don't want to ruin your lemon mousse, you know, that you're going to have with some flies sitting on it.
We've taken care of that.
Yeah.
We don't think we'll have any problems. Well, we've got Jenny van der Hof has been our yard manager, and you know she also does fly control, so she's taken care of all of that for us.
Yeah, those are the little things that end up making a sale, because when people are comfortable and you've got the horses, which you clearly have, it's going to be a good event.
Yeah, it is going to be a good event. We've had a lot of interest, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Tell us a bit about the venue, how you came to find the venue. I know you got Reiknettling involved.
Yeah, we decided. We were thinking about having a Cape sale because we have had breeders asking us for a Cape sale. And we looked at it previously, before I was at the TBA at Val de Vie. And we looked at it again and we decided this is the venue that we want to have the sale at. And fortunately the same people were there who we dealt with before. And we carried on and dealt with them. And yeah, it just came to be. Reiknettling is going to do a welcoming speech for us, and for our diamond giveaway he's going to be choosing the cards for the diamond giveaway.
How does the diamond giveaway work? I know Anthony Peters involved from E-Diamond.
E-Diamond, Anthony Peters kindly donated a diamond necklace worth 30,000 Rand, and every buyer who collects their buyer's card at the Val de Vie sale will write their Valentine's name on a card which will be put in an unmarked envelope. Reiknettling will then draw 28 cards, because there are 28 select yearlings left, which will correspond to each of the select yearlings. And the select yearling that goes for the highest price, that person will get the necklace.
So people are not only buying a yearling, you're buying your girlfriend or wife a necklace.
You're getting a good return on your money.
Return on investment.
Yeah, that's it.
Tell us about the catalogue.
Yeah, look, the catalogue is very good. The 30, well, there were 30 select yearlings, there are now 28, but those were chosen by the breeders themselves. So the breeders took the horses that they thought would be the select yearlings, and they said those are the ones that are going on, which is unique. We've never had that before. All the horses have been screened, so just to make sure that they got 4 legs and a tail and things like that. But yeah, the catalogue has got some very, very nice horses, and I think there's a horse for every type of buyer.
The interesting thing is that on sales like this, people want to be able to check x-rays and that. Do you have a repository?
Yeah, our repository will be in operation as well. That we've sorted out. We've had all the colts pyro tested and a large number of the fillies as well. So we've done all those tests.
And are the horses allowed to leave straight away? Are they allowed to go wherever they need to go?
Yes, yeah, they can move straight away.
Because that is sometimes a problem.
Yeah, that has been a problem. We've already cleared everything for coming down, and some of the out of town breeders brought their horses in before the beginning of February. So that was, you know, in case. Yeah. But we haven't had a problem so far.
Now, you guys have got I read on the website, you guys have got a new buyer's card system.
Yes.
Run us through this.
Yeah.
It could be quite difficult for some of us.
Yeah, look, we introduced a new IT system, and at the same time we decided we had to upgrade our buyer's card system. We've had a few incidents where we've withdrawn buyer's cards from buyers and they've come to the sale and they've actually bought on the card, and we've only realized it 2 or 3 lots after that the guys bought the horse. So we now have a bar-coded buyer's card. Our vendor roll clerks have tablets. All the information is filled in by the vendor roll clerk on the tablet. The buyer signs on the tablet and he gets a printout which details his total cost for the horse. So the insurance, if he's taken the TBA insurance, the series, and the horse price. And that will straight away also do a credit check, so it'll notify us if the card isn't valid, we get notified straight away, so we can bring the horse into the ring almost back into the ring almost immediately for resale. And if he's close to his credit limit, we can decide then and there, okay, we can go and have a chat and say, look, we can increase your credit limit, or you're going to have to pay some money in.
This must be a first worldwide. Does it happen anywhere else?
I believe it is a first worldwide. I don't think it happens anywhere else. Yeah, it's nice to. We were going to initially try it out at the National Yearling Sale, but then when we decided to have this sale, it actually gave us a good opportunity to iron out all the snags, so when it gets to the Nationals, we've got everything under control.
Kevin, people have always, I know a lot of people have asked for a paddle system, you know, where you hold up a paddle when you're bidding. Would that ever work with horses?
Okay, we are actually, I don't know if you remember, we used to put the sticker on the back of the catalog, we actually have to do that again. Yeah. But yeah, the paddle system, I think, you know, it doesn't work. Some people just want to put their finger up, you know, some people just nod their head. You know, the bid spotters get to know how the buyers signal their intent to bid, and I think it's unique. It's like cricket, you know, Billy Bowden with his crooked finger. It's the same with the buyers. You know, each one's got a different way of indicating how they want to bid.
We've got to take a quick break while we just have a look at what's won for our sponsors of this segment, which is your opposition in Australia. But, you know, you run the same operation, so you know what it's all about. Let's have a look at what we got that's won in South Africa as far as Australian candidates concerned. Willow Magic, well, you saw him win a good one, and Gasoline, who's by Teofilia, quite a nice horse. Those are the two, but let's get back to Kevin. Kev, TBA. You're now getting an attack from Cape Thoroughbred Sales. Chris Van Niekerk was completely open with his belief on what should happen as far as the sales arena is concerned. How do you guys react to that?
Look, we open to any negotiation or chatting about unification or chatting about anything of interest in the industry. My personal belief is that, yeah, South Africa at the moment is too small to have two companies. But I think also the competition has been good because, you know, from the time that I've been at the TBA, I think the TBA hasn't always been run as well as it could have been. Now that has changed. You know, we've got a very, very good council, a very supportive council, a very focused council, and they have given us as management total support. So there have been a lot of changes, a lot of positive changes, but yeah, we believe that, you know, we're open to any approach and any unification.
How do you see, in fact, let's just start with Bloodstock South Africa and TBA. A lot of people are still sort of confused as what the two are.
Well, the TBA is the breeder's arm, which Peter Gibson, he's the director of breed affairs. So the breed affairs are his field. So the Thoroughbred Breeders Association and all those related items is the TBA. Bloodstock South Africa is just a division of the TBA which only does the sales. So that takes care of the sales of the TBA. And of course, the TBA is the only Thoroughbred Breeders Association in the world that has its own sales arm.
And it's had its own sales arm. I'll tell you an interesting thing. From back in, I think it was about 74, 75, they used to sell at Milner Park. Arthur Meikle used to sell. And then a couple of clever guys, I know my father was one of them, decided that they're going to build their own sales arena. It's been a boon, that sales arena.
Yeah, it's magnificent. You know, it's, you only realize when you go to an away sale, for example, like Val de Vie or KZN, then you realize, you know, what a boon it is to have that, because everything's there, and the cost is far less than an away sale.
As far as sponsors are concerned, you guys are always looking for sponsors. How do you go about now putting together?
Yeah, look, we're busy negotiating at the moment with the hotel group, and we're also looking at car sponsorship and sponsorship for our streaming. We're hoping to have some of those tied up within the next couple of weeks.
As far as hotel sponsorship is concerned, obviously Empress fitted the bill while they were there, but you need to move on now.
Yes, yeah. Look, we're looking more at partnerships, and I think the days of sponsorships where money was just handed out, I don't think that happens anymore. It's more partnerships where both parties give something and both parties benefit. So that's the way we're approaching it.
It is a huge operation and well known worldwide. You know, how do you get to people all over the world?
Oh, we've got a database of buyers, breeders, trainers worldwide, which we're busy updating, and you know that's how we get that done. And we have actually got on the 19th of March a London launch for our national yearling sales. Which John Spence is handling for us in London. So that's one of our target areas.
And who do you invite to this type of thing? How do you go about it?
Well, we've got our database, and John Spence has got his database. So between the two of us, he'll look and he'll say, right, these are the people he thinks we should invite, and then we say, well, these are the people we think we should invite.
And then do you have the same sort of, you have this inbound policy, I think, that most sales companies have if you purchase?
Yeah, our inward investment, foreign investment scheme, yeah. We have that, we're busy re-looking at it, but at the moment if a foreign buyer buys in excess of 400,000 Rand and pays within the terms, he'll get 15,000 Rand back. Yeah. And we have flight benefits as well for overseas buyers.
Do you have a partnership with any airline company?
No, we don't at the moment. We're looking at everything to see what we can get, but one step at a time.
TBA is an institution, and Bloodstock South Africa, you know, which is your division, really have been under the cosh as far as the opposition is concerned. You've held your heads up remarkably well, and you've done a very good job. You seem to have some very good support amongst the breeders. Yeah,
we're very fortunate. We've got some very, very good support from the breeders, and especially for our Val de Wiesel. You know, we've had support from Drakenstein, Wilgebosstof, Maritzfontein, Matonzhoek, Varsfontein, Chevrolet, Gary Plastad, Southford, Sorrento, Gardini. Yeah, I think that's...
Don't leave out anyone.
I've left the Rock Stud.
You've gone that far.
Ascot, of course, with the Ochipenkos. I can't forget Ascot with the Ochipenkos.
They've got two Ochipenkos. That should be very good. Because that horse, Kingston Mines, looks like he's quite a good stayer.
Yes, yeah, he really ran. And, of course, Ashley Parker kept a share, has got a share in Kingston Mines as well. And of course, Wicklow Stud, Ambiance, so we've got a whole spread.
Kevin, just on the personal note, you're a racing fanatic. You've always been a man that loved racing.
Yes. Yeah, I was always interested in breeding. Okay, I was, from the time, a long time ago. And my mum and dad always used to go to the races, you know, in the days when the races was the only entertainment in town, so I went with them all the time. But the breeding, I was fascinated. In the late 70s, 80s, I knew the breeding of every single horse that raced. I could tell you which horse was, which the dam, the grand sire, everything. I knew everything about that. And I did a thesis in the early 90s on the horse racing industry. So this is like my dream job.
Yeah.
You know, so it's something that I really, because I had my own practice, and when this came along, and I just thought, no, I have to do this.
These opportunities arrive in life.
Yeah.
And you either take them or don't take them. Are you happy you got where you are?
Yeah. You know what? It doesn't matter about the pressure. It doesn't matter about anything. I'd enjoy every day, and as long as I enjoy every day that I do the job, then.
Just talking about pressure, what pressures do you have?
I think, look, there's the pressure of the competition. There's the continuous pressure of just making sure, just changing things. You know, I've got a lot of changes. You know, having the Val de Wiesel and a new IT system and all these new things we're doing at Val de Wiesel. You know, it's a lot of pressure continuously. And every person who complains, I have to look at myself. Every complaint, I must look at myself and try and answer myself. Because it doesn't matter if no complaint is trivial. You know, if somebody's complaining, something's upsetting them, and you have to handle it and sort it out. So there's that pressure as well, but it's, you know, I can handle it.
Well, you look like a man who's absolutely made for the job. All we can do from Winning Ways, we love having you guys as sponsors of ours, and really you've been a great asset to our program, and we just hope that everything keeps going beautifully for you. And Val de Vie is the sale that you dream of, National Yearlings is the sale you dream of, and your life is the sale that the life that you dream of, Kev, because you know it's not a dress rehearsal.
No, not at all. No, thanks very much, James. Yeah, we really enjoyed it, and thanks very much for your support.
Well, Kevin Willard, there's the man who you got to chat to if you have anything that you're not happy with at the TBA. He is Bloodstock South Africa's CEO, and I can tell you, very, very accommodating they are. Val de Vie, Sunday. If you don't know how to get to Val de Vie, look it up. If you still don't know how to look it up, give Kevin a call. He'll tell you. Or Caroline, or anyone else at the TBA. They're the people that can help you. They'll look after everything as far as the sale is concerned. I'm sure you'll have a beautiful time there, and we wish them well with everything as far as this great new concept of Val de Vie is concerned. From me, James Goodman, to all of you, until next time, have a great week's racing.